It's been a while since I've done one of these. It is time. It's time to do a monthly reset video. These are one of my favorite videos to film because one, we get to reflect our goals together, reflect what happened the past month, you know, create new goals for the new month, starting all over, like a reset in a way. If you are new, my name is Janelle and I like making productivity, monthly reset, some teaching, some travel, just overall lifestyle vlogs. So if you are interested in like productivity and all that stuff, then stick around, subscribe to my channel, and let's do this monthly reset video. I cannot believe it's February, but honestly, January felt so long to me. For some reason, I don't know, I'm just glad that January is over. But the first thing I like to do is go over my goals and actually journal, like a digital journal. And I like to use Notion. If you've seen some of my monthly reset videos, then you already know that I love Notion. And Notion is where I track my unnecessary spendings, I track how many books I read, content plan, all the things. Let's start off by reflecting. I do have basically a monthly reset checklist. I'll put the checklist right here. And the first thing I want to do is reflect, right? I always want to reflect towards the end of the month. I think it's important to, you know, look back of the month and see what went well, what didn't. So for January 2024, this is my journal entry monthly reflection questions. So the first one is, what were you most proud of this month? First one is getting accepted to some UGC jobs. And if you are new and you don't know what UGC is user generated content, where there are a bunch of UGC platforms where you can apply to specific jobs that you are interested in doing, and then they either accept you or reject you. And if you get accepted, you got to do specific things that, you know, they ask you to do, like film some videos for either TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media that they want, and then you create those videos for the brand and then send off the videos to them, and then you get paid. Another thing that I'm proud of is I read a lot this month, and I'm actually very proud because I used to not be a reader. Like, I started becoming more of a reader back in 2023, and you know, when I started this monthly reset videos. And then Miko's TikTok account, like, it is very close to 10K followers, and I cannot wait until he gets 10K followers. It's for sure, hopefully, going to reach that 10K in a few months. Yeah, I can't believe my dog has way more followers, gets more views than Brandon and I, but it's okay. He has pretty privilege. He's so cute. Who doesn't like golden retrievers? Like, what? But that is the 3 things that I'm most proud of this month. And then another question is, what did you struggle with this month? Okay, first one is staying positive. This month felt, like I said, felt really long. Personally, I do get like ticked off easily, but for some reason, it's just extra this month. So I'm just having more mental breakdowns, and I would cry randomly, and any little thing, like if Miko jumped on me, it's like my last straw. I'm done. Like, I will cry. Like, even though it's not, he didn't do anything, like, it was my last straw of that day, and I just cry. This school year has been very hard for me mentally, and I'm still struggling because there are days where I'm just like, I'm so over it. Like, I'm so done. Like, I'm just glad that Brandon's there for me. And then lack of posting on my UGC social media account. So this month I slacked on posting on my UGC TikTok, UGC Instagram, and yeah, I just struggled with that. How could you have done things differently? First one is, I need to remind myself that this is just temporary. Like, the life that I'm living in right now is just temporary, and each year is different. But I just have to remind myself, like, hey, one day at a time. Every day is temporary. You just never know. So you just have to I have to remind myself that it's just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. And then another thing that I could have done things is better on self-discipline when it comes to staying consistent with UGC platforms. And when it comes to that, I mean like posting on my UGC social media. Top 3 things you're most grateful for during this month is I did get some UGC jobs, which I'm very grateful for because it is pretty competitive. And then another thing that I'm grateful for is Brandon for always making me feel better when I felt down. And then YouTube and Peacock. YouTube and Peacock because, well, it's like a distraction. So like when I'm watching YouTube videos or watching a show on Peacock, like 2.5 Men, it makes me not think about like what I've been anxious about like at work and stuff. I felt this way my first year teaching in person when I had a very, very difficult class. And this year I have one difficult class and it's hard for me to sleep. It gives me anxiety. So anything that I don't think about it helps a lot. So I'm very grateful for those platforms that helps me not think about specific class, specific students, all that stuff. What were your highlights of the month? Seeing Miko play with new friends at a doggy daycare. This month in January, or this past month in January, I booked a Rover, a doggy daycare for him to go to. If we need to go somewhere and travel, he has a daycare to go to, because I used to like think about like, oh, let's take him to, you know, like the actual daycare where there's like 10-15 dogs. And then I'm like, because I heard a lot of horror stories of their dogs getting bitten by other dogs and they had to go to emergency vet and all that stuff. Like, no, I'd rather have him play with 1 or 2 dogs at a time. And when like, you know, people on Rover, they take only 2 dogs at a time and not like, you know, 15-20 dogs at a time, because that's insane. So far I like using Rover, and it was just so cute seeing him play with new friends. And then personal day, mental health day is what I needed this month. I just needed that. Mental health day, personal day, one of my highlights. And then booking our trip to Canada for Brandon's birthday. So we booked a trip for June around Brandon's birthday, and I'm excited because every year I want to go somewhere new, and I think that'll be like our one and only trip for this year. But I'm excited because it's a new place. Monthly goals. This is one of the things I like to do for myself, and the monthly goals that I set up is realistic, because you got to make sure that your goals are realistic and achievable and that you're able to do it, and then very specific, and having an action goal is very important. Health and wellness, finance, social media, and personal goals. Those are my 4 categories that I like to focus on. First one is health and wellness goals. So we did practice running for 5K, and it just makes me feel so good after running. And 5K doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but as a person like me who doesn't run at all, to me that's like really good. And then going to the gym 4 times a week and taking vitamins almost every day. And then my action plan was to run on Sundays and work out 3 times a week on weekdays, and then Saturdays and maybe Sundays. But usually Sundays, that's where we go on runs and practice for our 5K, which makes me feel good. Even though it's raining, we still practice our 5K because, you know, after you're done running outside, it feels so good and you just feel good. Finances and side jobs. Get 2 UGC jobs, which I did. Very, very grateful for that. And then make $300 from UGC. Did that. Very grateful because that extra $300 can pay off like a student loan or credit card debt, or, you know, just anything. So very, very grateful and glad I was able to check that off. And then social media goals. I did not do any of these. And it's okay. Sometimes you won't check off some of your goals for each month, and that's fine. And then post an extra vlog on YouTube in one of the weeks. And no, usually I've been posting just twice a week, and I didn't put an extra vlog in one of the weeks. So that one I did not do. And then personal goals is finish a book. I actually finished 2 books, and I will go over what those books are and when we go over the monthly book recap. All right, I already made my February monthly goals. So let's go over them. I'll put it right here. The first category is health and wellness. So I want to try to run 6 to 7 miles at least once this month. And then increase weight for resistance training for legs. I used to squat a lot, like when I was in undergrad, and I used to squat pretty heavy. Now that I don't, I want to get back into it and increase my weight for resistance training for legs. Run 1 mile on the treadmill at least 2 times a week. Brandon has been doing this already, but I'm just, for some reason, on the treadmill, it's just so hard to run on the damn treadmill. But when I'm outside, I can run for pretty much a long time. It's just so different when you're outside where you can actually, you know, go places and run compared to being on the treadmill. It's just mentally harder, I guess, for me. And then action plan is pick a day in the month to run 6 to 7 miles. So start the 1 mile on the treadmill first before working out to just get it out of the way. And it sounds bad, but for me, if I do it first, I will be able to check it off. It's like when I get so motivated to get stuff done in the morning, I will get it done in the morning, so that way I don't have to do it later, because later I just won't do it. With finance and side jobs, I'm gonna try to get 3 UGC jobs. I'm gonna try. And that's the action plan. Apply to 2 to 3 UGC jobs on different UGC platforms. Make at least $500 of extra money from UGC. Hopefully that happens, because that'll be pretty nice just to get, you know, just extra stuff. And it's so cool because, like, you know, once you get accepted, they will send you the products for free, and, you know, you get free stuff and you just make content for them. And then social media goals. Post 2 times a week on any of the TikTok accounts. So whether it's my personal one, my UGC, or Miko's, at least posting 2 times a week. It doesn't matter which account, just any of them. That way it's not too much pressure on me with, you know, focusing on one account. And then post an extra vlog on YouTube in one of the weeks. I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try. Personal goals, finish 2 books. I'm gonna try to finish 2 books. I mean, I did it already. I could do it again. I just need to find a book that I'm very interested in, and a book, the best book in my opinion is like you just want to keep reading and you just never want to stop. So those are my February monthly goals. Comment down below what your monthly goals are for the new month. Just remember that it's okay if you don't check off all of it. As long as you check off at least 1 or 2, that is good to go. It's still progress and you're still hitting off your goals. Now let's go on Content Planner, and I'll show you what my Content Planner looks like and how I plan for YouTube, specifically just YouTube. But this is my Content Planner. I do have some future video ideas, and I put it here for specific months. And then I have, you know, dream brands to work with, you know, paid collaborations. But for January, 8 videos. I think for February, I am still planning it. I'll put it right here of what type of videos I'm planning to make for February. So if you're interested, definitely check those out when it gets posted. But right here, February video plan. We're gonna go over unnecessary spendings and reflect. I love being able to track unnecessary spendings, and this unnecessary spendings, I do not count my bills because those are for sure necessary. Like I gotta pay my rent and all that stuff. But this is basically just like when it comes to things I don't need, like only wants. This year I am categorizing my monthly unnecessary spendings. This past month I spent $10 on coffee, Dutch Bros, and then $113 on takeout, $178.30 for shopping, plus that's with Miko stuff, so mostly on Amazon. Travel, $511.20, which is our plane tickets going to Canada, plus I did get tickets to go to Vegas for July for my best friend's birthday. We're celebrating 2 of my best friend's birthday. And then activities, $32. And with activities, that's for Miko's Rover, I don't know if I should put that for shopping or if I should make an own category for Miko with a total of everything of $844.50. That's how much I spent on unnecessary things. If I didn't get tickets for Canada, it would definitely be like 300 something dollars, but I would say this is pretty good because I didn't spend too much on coffee. I like doing this because I like to be able to see what I'm spending on. I know you could just go on your bank statements and see what you spend it on, but this just helps me see it with my own eyes of unnecessary spendings, okay? Things that I don't need and what I can, like, you know, tweak for the next month. Next month, I definitely want to spend less and not go over $400, but I would definitely want to decrease that because I don't need to get coffee all the time, which, well, I did really good this month. Like, we only went to Dutch Bros once this month, which is really good. Well, twice. We went twice. Once I paid and then second time Brandon paid. But yeah, limiting shopping, all that stuff. But hopefully this can help you keep track of what you're spending, especially if you are on a budget. I mean, if you're not on a budget, then you do you. I am up for the challenge to limit the shopping and limit the takeout. And for sure not do anything for travel. So it will definitely be less for February, I'm sure. Okay, now the last thing that I like to discuss for my monthly reset is the books, okay? Books that I read the past month and then the books that I'm planning to read in February. Okay, so this is my Notion book page. In January, I read 2 books. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I did watch the movie as well. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is what it looks like. You guys, I really like this book, and this wasn't even a romantic type of book. I don't even know what kind of book this was, but it's basically talking about Evelyn Hugo, who is like a movie star or celebrity, and talks about the different husbands that she had in her life, and basically using some of them to get to the top. And it's just interesting to read and something that I am not used to, but I gave it a 5 out of 5 star rating. As you can see, I didn't put any genre yet because I need to check out what genre that is. Let me in the comments if you read that and you know what genre it is. But yeah, read 2 books. And then I'm currently reading Every Summer After. So far, I'm obsessed with this book. This is one of those books where I just cannot put it down, and I will sleep late because of this book. And there is a second book to this, and I'm gonna get it this month. So this will be one of the books that I'll be reading in February, and the second one. And if I finish it super fast, I might get a different book. I am aiming to read at least 20 books by the end of this year. That might not be a lot to some people, but again, I wasn't a reader like until last year. That is my monthly reset. Hopefully you enjoyed this and got you motivated to just get organized, reset, and reflect. But let me know what you want to see in these type of videos. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time.